Now we're starting to see the real stuff. True chefs with real skill. I'm starting to put my list together, but we've still got people to see. People like Dean Hyde from Taylor's Mistake outside of Christchurch, who's worked with some hard taskmasters.
How are you, Rick? My first boss, I don't know if I should say this on camera, but he was a North London gangster. He was a black and white geezer, and he liked, like all Englishmen, good piece of meat, lots of vegetables, a pudding of some sort. So, yeah, quite basic, but when he had guests on board, he liked to impress.
Just think he's your old governor. And I'm impressed already. This is coming together very well.
There you go.
The preparation of the fish in particular, he's filleted it perfectly. I'm not sure how it's cooked. It may be overcooked. No, it could be. Is it overcooked there?
That's up to you to decide.
Fish is ever so slightly overcooked. Taste-wise, this is up there, 9.5. For dessert, it's rice pudding as you've never seen it before, finished with a blowtorch. Now, this is your grandmother's recipe.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, do you remember when your mother and my mother and your mother perhaps used to make the old rice pudding recipe out of Edmund's cookbook? That's what it tastes like.
Good.
Yeah, seriously. I used to love it. What's the marinade you put through your compote here?
It's a reduction of oranges, lemon juice, sugar, star anise and ginger.
It's not what I would actually do with my rice pudding. I think it's almost, it should be unadulterated. Now that's a personal opinion. In saying that, the whole 3 courses is about, that's the sort of food I like to eat. It's not overcomplicated, the flavours are well accentuated, and it's just a pleasure. 8.5, well on the way. Nevin's a trainee chef from Manukau, who's drawing heavily on his Cook Island heritage for his choice of menu.
Well, actually, I'm making a coconut sauce, Pacific food is very simple, fresh, natural, grated coconut, yeah? Fresh coconut. And we got water here, about 2 cups of water, okay? Swirl your hand in it, squeeze the mixture, squeeze of lemon juice. You have to taste, yeah? A little bit more.
Who taught you this style of food?
My mom. Hey.
The next stage is to squeeze the juice out of the coconut and add it to the fish.
Could you open that fridge and pass me the tuna, albacore tuna? It's behind you. It's in that bowl.
And Nevin's training is showing through in the way he cuts a lemon. Impressed. To get the maximum juice, he cuts it lengthways.
Could you pass me that pawpaw on the refrigerator?
And he's got me hopping around like a kitchen hand.
Very much. Presentation.
So while the fish marinates, Nevin gives the pawpaw his special treatment.
Cool.
This is the way it's traditionally served, or have you done this yourself?
This is from out of my own.
Great,
yeah.
great.
Sauce.
It's quite a funky type of presentation, but it's not pretentious.
Yeah. Back at home, we a lot of people who have hangovers. This is what they use. This is what they wake up in the mornings.
And they have this. I really enjoy it. It's very hard to beat a classic though, isn't it? So Nevin's first course is straightforward, colourful and tasty. But the kawai, the next course, is not so good. All I'm getting is an oily finish, almost like an old fish finish, which it's not, because I saw you fill it, it's fresh as. Try this and you tell what you think.
I like it.
Look, and you know something? I think you should as well. Good on you.
Thanks, Rick.
Unfortunately, I don't. And that's what matters here. So Nevin, for now, is out of contention. Dean Wong owns and runs his restaurant in Devonport.
Practicing to be the chef of the year one day.
He's a keen competitor who specialises in seafood and is shaking off preconceptions.
Sometimes I tell lies when I go for interviews. I say my name's Dean Long, so I can get my foot in the door. just so they can talk to me like this and go, this guy is a Kiwi, or yes, he is London City and Guilds. He's not, from the Chinese takeaway down the road.
Yeah, baby, I'm City and Guilds. I know I've got
Yeah.
7061 and 7062, and you've got the same qualifications.
Yeah. This is the stuffed mussels with snapper. This is our main. This is a chicken breast that has scallops inside of it, and it's wrapped in Parma ham. And this is our dessert, which is a white chocolate and passion fruit mousse. And the cream actually is just a touch of butterscotch schnapps.
First up, the mussels filled with a snapper mousse. It doesn't jump out at you and go, oh my God, eat me. The snapper's not quite distinguishable from the mussels. It just lacks that real huge intensity, which I know you're capable of doing, Dean. So let's see if the next dish measures up better. This dish reeks of Mediterranean. The balsamic, your tomato, your polenta, and the briccata-style batter around the chicken. It just doesn't work. Unfortunately, Dean's batter tastes very strong of egg, and the tomato sauce beneath totally dominates the subtle flavours of scallop and chicken.
Might be a bit too many flavours in there, actually.
And then more disaster for Dean.
My mousse has fallen over, so I suppose there's not much we can do about it, but serve it and take the hit.
By the time it gets to the table, it's already starting to sag. Leading tower?
Yes.
Again. Presentation is terrible. The flavour, which is more important to me, is absolutely gorgeous.
Great.
So congratulations on
Thank
this
you.
team. However, that's not enough to lift Dean above a relatively average 5.5. Next up is Jeremy, who has a steak in a restaurant in a stonemason's yard.
So we're just going to start off with a little bit of mushroom risotto going. It's a wild mushroom risotto with a bit of truffle or parmigiano, finished off with a bit of butter.
Very clever.
I was actually going to do the risotto and the pancetta, and then this morning I came in and I thought, well, I've got a couple of field mushrooms off on holiday for 2 weeks, so I'll use those in between.
It's quite elegant in its presentation.
I don't put anything on that doesn't belong on the plate.
The complexity of the mushrooms that are coming through the risotto and the truffle oil, his own cured pancetta. It's very obvious to me this man can cook.
I cook food that I like to eat, and I mean, I enjoy cooking. So then I've got the next dish up here. See, I've got Italian trici sausage. It's a pomme volivant. Not quite sure classically what it's called.
Did you actually make your sausage?
Oh yeah, we make them here. It's something that not many restaurants do. Veni make their own sausages.
People always think of the old snarlers that you get in the supermarket. In this instance, the complexity of flavours that he's managed to put into this, you can see it. It's almost reeking of aromas, and he's given it a different take on the old Kiwi snarler. So Jeremy's version of bangers and mash is his own sausage surrounding a potato vol au vent. German-style bratwurst or Swiss bratwurst. Copious amounts of pomme puree, and the interpretation that Jeremy's given it is the hollowed-out roasted piece potato with the puree inside. So it's a very bourgeois-style dish, yet done with sophistication. From what I've seen so far, Jeremy's foods impress me. But can he maintain the standard?
So there we've got the white chocolate mousse encased in dark chocolate.
Yeah, it's a good dessert. There are a few flaws in it. Now, I might be picking holes in Jeremy's dessert, but overall, his food is among the best we've seen. We possibly could have a contender here.
No, I like the first two courses. Fair comment on the last one, but there's a lot of chefs out there that have no idea how to temper chocolate, and that was tempered, so it's like, that's what I think.
So if he can watch his temper, Jeremy's in.